Hi and welcome to my guide. Today we're going to be completing the quest The Final Dawn. The quest requirements are the Heart of Darkness and Perilous Moons. Stat requirements are 52 fletching, runecraft and 66 thieving. The only required item is the emissary rope set from the Heart of Darkness quest. Please check that you have this rope set in your bank or in your player-owned house magic wardrobe. If this rope set is not in your bank nor in your wardrobe, then that is no problem, you can get this back during the quest. As for the armor, you can bring some melee armor or void, doesn't really matter too much, and have at least 4 empty inventory slots. As for the teleports, 1 teleport to Twilight's temple. The fastest teleport is to use the pendant of Ates. If you don't have this pendant, then we will need to take the Quetzal. Either to the Overlook if you've made this nest, else from the Gorge. Then also 2 teleports to the city of Fortis, 1 teleport to your player-owned house so we can get rid of the emissary rope set, and we also need 1 teleport to Tal Teklan, which is the most western destination that you can go to via Quetzal. 2 teleports to your POH if you have a stat rejuvenation pool, or 2 teleports to Ferox enclave. And also 1 teleport away after the quest is completed. Now where we can start this quest is at the same quest start location as here in the palace of Fortis. Let's talk to Servius, the guy with the red face paint, and select option 1 to start the quest. And he will take us to the Queen. If you can remember, at the end of the Heart of Darkness quest, just before the boss fight, the prince got teleported away by Metzli, the antagonist of this quest series. Queen is questioning our loyalty, so what we need to do now is get info on the prince's location and his well-being. After the conversation with the queen is over, let's teleport to the Twilight's temple, either via the pendant of Ates, or taking a Quetzal to the Overlook if you've unlocked it, else to the Gorge. Now before heading to the Twilight's temple, make sure that you bring food, armor, weapon and potions for our first demi-boss fight. This is a pretty easy boss fight, but just make sure that you bring at least a weapon. Alright, south of the Overlook and far east of the Gorge, near the statue of Ates. If you don't have your emissary rope set right now, then go to the big temple here, I forgot the name, and search a chest in there to find your emissary rope set. When you have this, go to the temple just a bit northeast, and on the way there, make sure to equip the 4 rope set pieces. With these 4 pieces equipped, enter the building with the dungeon sign and the altar sign. This will trigger a cutscene. After the cutscene is over, let's go to the dungeon sign and try to climb downstairs. Click to continue and then select option 4, final, and then option 2, dawn. That is it, yes. Once here, let's go into the eastern room. then go into the next room, the northern one, then east again. And now we need to pay attention to our minimap before going into the long hallway. We need to pay attention until the enforcer has passed us. Once he does, enter the eastern room, opening the wooden door, and this should trigger a cutscene. Once the cutscene is over, let's enter the southern room and search the bed for a key. No way, it is random. Oh my god, it's random. Okay, first, check the drawers in the southern room. If this drawer is not locked, which means that you didn't use your key, then you will need to check the drawers in the northern room. This is the first time, this is the third time I did this quest, and it is the first time that I had to use the southern drawers. Okay, when you have the canvas piece, go into the main room and use the canvas piece on the painting, click to continue and yes to enter the passage. Next, it is time for the first demi-boss fight. During this boss fight, prayers and teleporting will be disabled. Just to let you know, get out now by logging out or teleporting away to prepare for the first demi-boss fight. Once you think you're ready, open the chest north and this will be your standard lockpick. On the right side, click on confirm and check which letter is not green. Then on the left side, click on the tile just above the numbers that are not green on the right side, click confirm again and do this until the chest is unlocked. Once the chest is unlocked, when you click to continue, the boss fight will start. The guard only uses melee, but its standard melee attack is an AoE damage. It always hits its 3x3 squares surrounding himself. When he starts his animation, you must have already stepped one step back. Attack him and take one step back. Then the guard also has one special attack. When he says traitor or thief, that means that he will be coming straight for us. To avoid taking that damage, we just need to take a sidestep. Okie doke, when you've defeated the guard, take back the emissary scroll, read it, and now the teleport curse has been lifted. Let's teleport Fortis and return to the queen. You may unequip your emissary rope set, this is no longer needed. Let's go to the queen, who is upstairs in the palace on the top floor, and let's report to her. Next, we need to go to the western bank of Fortis. I am gonna quickly go to my POH and store my emissary rope set. This is no longer needed for the remainder of this quest. Where the fuck is my magic wardrobe? Okay, I'm gonna store it in my bank then. Let's teleport Fortis, go to the bazaar, and then head west to go to the bank. While here at the bank, I'm gonna stock up on some more food, and I'm gonna deposit the emissary rope set and have at least 4 empty inventory slots. Next, south of the bank, there should be 2 level 21 guards. Defeat one of them and pick up their bones. Then go south. The house opposite of the bank, south of that house, is a captain. Talk to the captain. Vibia. After speaking to her, we will need to go to the southwestern corner of the house that we've just passed and inspect the window and click 1 to force the window. Then click on the window to go through. Then right click on your bones and use it on the dog. So it will stop attacking you. Then this step is absolutely mandatory. Pet the dog. And you'll see that the name is Gus. Open the door. And now we need to spell the name Gus. Confirm. Next, let's go, just ignore the captain, and go into the kitchen. There is a knife on the table, take it. South of you, there's a sack of potatoes. Take it. And remove the potatoes. So that we have an empty sack. Then go upstairs, go to the eastern bedroom, and on the nightstand is a coin purse. Take it, empty it, drop the coins, then go up to the top floor. Go a little bit north, there's a dead fern, I think. Use your knife on it to get a branch. Then use your empty coin purse on the vase just northwest next to the door to fill it up with sand. And then use the branch on the sandy coin purse. Then right click on the staircase, go to the bottom floor and talk to the captain. I think twice. If you've not skipped through the first dialogue, then you will need to do this twice. Yeah, when you can select 2 options, just talk to the knight again to make them see that we've made a makeshift black shack, and this will trigger another cutscene. After the cutscene is over, search for Bear Jarrus to get a key, and this will trigger another cutscene, After the interrogation with the queen, we now know that dwarves in Gantorm are helping the cultists starting the gathering in the Crypt of Tonali, using the prince's blood as substitute. Select the first option, yes, to get a free escort to Gantorm. Because Gantorm is run only by dwarves, they don't want any humans investigating here. Except for us, because we have completed the Perilous Moons quest. After the cutscene is over, head a little bit north to the market, and next to the herblore stall, talk to Servius or Altla. After speaking to them, we will need to head to Tumia's house behind the bank just northeast. Behind the bank, enter that house, and go upstairs. Upstairs there's a beer spawn, take it, go back downstairs, then talk to the servant, Servius, the guy with the red face paint, and after this conversation is over, use the beer on Galna, the other dwarf, click to continue, and then climb downstairs to the basement. This is a beer puzzle. First, next to the staircase there's a beer on a barrel. Take the beer and drink it yourself. Then use the empty beer glass on that barrel. Next, go to the southwestern corner and search the cabinet. Select option 1 to get a regular beer, then option 2 to get a dwarven stout, space, then 5-1 to get a steam forge brew, and then 5-3 to get a wizard mind bomb. Next to the cabinet, there's a barrel. Right click on the steam forge brew and use it on that barrel next to the cabinet. Then behind you, right click and use a dwarven stout on it. Then go to the southeastern corner room, there's another barrel, right click and use the wizard mind bomb on it. Then go to the staircase, right click and use a beer on the final barrel. And this will trigger extinguish the fireplace. Inspect it to pull the trigger. Next, go back to the wizard mind bomb in the southeastern corner and climb through the hole. This will trigger another shortcut scene. After the cutscene is over, let's go back to the hole in the wall to talk to the 2 NPCs. After these 2 NPCs are gone, let's go upstairs and go to the bank to prepare for the second demi-boss fight in this quest. This is against both a ranger and a major. Since I'm not really too trusting in myself that I will be able to flick perfectly between range and mage all the time, I'm not going for negative magic defense bonus. So I'm replacing my melee proselyte legs with just black d'hide so I can have a little bit of magic defense. And I'm also gonna stock up on some more food. Maybe even a superset. Just make sure that you have at least 1 empty inventory slot open. Once you think you're ready, let's go north to the Perilous Moons bosses. Here, the Guardian will spawn and talk to you. He will say that the cultists have already tried to get the first key, which was the monolith, but Ayatol has shooed them away. There is a second keystone that the Guardian cannot protect for himself, so we will need to search for it ourselves. Let's go into the southwestern room. Then go south, and keep going south to the most southeastern corner room. In here, touch the keystone fragment, and a portal will spawn. Once you go through this portal, you will need to fight 2 cultists, one who uses magic and one who uses ranged. Once you think you're ready, let's touch the glowing symbol. I probably should have drank my superset before entering, whoopsie daisies. What I suggest is hit the mage first. If you do the mage last, that is really annoying, to be honest. We will need to alternate our overhead protection prayers between ranged and mage, depending on who is hitting. While doing this, we also need to avoid tiles that have shadows on them. And third, whenever we see a big, bright, glowing cylinder, we will need to immediately head towards it to avoid a slow magic attack. Do this while also alternating between your overhead prayers, ranged and mage, and that is it. Oh no! That is the Archer and the Mage down. On my second attempt, I did the Mage last, and that took forever, even with higher combat stats and better gear. Alright, we are halfway done with this quest. Let's teleport to Tal Teklan, which is basically just teleport by either taking the flute to go to the Hunter's Guild, or teleporting to Fortis and taking Remu to Tal Teklan, the most western destination. While we're here, we might as well just recharge our prayer points. Then go a little bit east, and there is Servius, the guy with the red face paint. Let's talk to him. And what we now need to do is more combat. So let's first go to the bank. I forgot to go to Ferox enclave. I'm just gonna heal up in the bank. The next demi-boss is immune to both ranged and magic, meaning that melee is mandatory. Once you think you're ready, from the bank, go south, exit the little village, and then head straight southeast. Go southeast until you see some walls on your minimap. Go into the premises, and there you'll see that there is some fighting going on. Go south to the dungeon sign and enter the passageway. Just ignore all of these fighters. Here, we will need to protect all of the Tonali warriors. We must have at least one warrior alive. If we do not, that means that we failed this challenge. Defeat the 6 waves of emissaries to finish this section. From wave 3 and onward, there will be some mages. I suggest to target or prioritize these first. Wow, with just one Tonali warrior left standing. Oh, that was close. Bro, they are so tanky. Alright, now it is time for the third and the final demi-boss of this quest. This demi-boss only uses melee, but it can also only be defeated by using melee. Second, also pay attention to your prayers, so maybe turn on your quick prayers to protect from melee and piety. Third, there are two special attacks. When there are very big white circles on the ground, stand on any of these tiles as fast as possible to avoid taking damage. And fourth, avoid the fire tiles. Finally, defeat this NPC twice to be able to continue with your quest. Hit! Damn it. Okay, 1 HP. Nice. When you've defeated the final demi-boss of this quest, there is another cutscene, and after this, it is some more puzzles. Alright, let's go. Let's explore the deeper parts of this Perilous Moons dungeon. Alright, let's go north. There's a white circle on your minimap. Go stand on a strange tile to get teleported, then go north. There's a blue strange tile. And just keep going north, going through portals. Next one is sun again. Next portal is moon, then continue north to fire, and then go northwest and climb up that rope. Here is a strange platform. Inspect it. If you use this lift, you'll be taken back to Tal Teklan, or pretty close to it. I don't really want to go back right now, so I'm taking the lift back down, and I'm going north to start the 2 puzzles. Let's have some empty inventory space and stand on the blue tile. Here you'll see that you will not be able to move further than the dark blue flame. If you turn your camera, you'll see that the prince is standing on an island, surrounded by a moat. Click on the platform just north of the prince to make him move north and extinguish the dark blue flames. Pull the roots right next to you, as well as search some tools, and use a knife on the old root to get some kindling. Then move the prince to the south part to extinguish the light blue cyan flames. Pull the root, if there is one. Then move the prince to the other platform. Pull some more roots, if there are some. Then move the prince south again to arrive at the moon statue. Fletch all of the roots, and what we now need to do is count braziers. Start to count all the lit braziers. The amount of braziers that are currently lit is random for everyone. Once you know the amount, make the prince move to the northern platform and start counting braziers again, only the lit ones. Add both the lit braziers together, then inspect the moon statue, click to continue, and add kindling equal to the amount of lit braziers when the prince is both standing on the northern and the southern platform. Next, we need to do this 2 more times. Let's count the new amount of lit braziers. Once you have that number, move the prince to the other platform, south. Start counting again. Add these 2 numbers together and add the amount of kindling to the statue. Now we just need to do this 1 more time. Okay, I'm short on some kindling, so I'm gonna move the prince so I can get the next tree root, so I can get some more kindling. And finish this part. Right, let's go back to the teleporter. And let's now do the sun puzzle by standing on the eastern teleporter. Here, in the center, let's inspect the sun statue. Next, click to continue, and you'll see that there are 8 altars in this room. Starting from the northeast, this altar is number 1, east is number 2, southeast is number 3, continuing clockwise to the northern one is number 8. The words engraved in the sun statue represent numbers. The first word is the number of altar where the prince needs to be standing. The second word is the altar where you need to be crafting some runes. Oma means 2, Naui means 4, Kuli equals 5, Chaki equals 6, Koma equals 7, and Huai means 8. To move the prince to the first engraved word, we need to right click on the prince and move. And then select the altar where the prince needs to go. Starting from northeast is number 1, east is number 2, and going clockwise to number 8 being north. And your location, check the sun statue again, is the second word. That number, go to that altar. When there, next to the altar is an urn. Search it for some essence, then imbue it on the altar, and that is number 1 out of 3 done. Check the new engraved words on the sun statue. Once again, the first word is a number where the prince needs to go to, and the second number is the altar where we need to craft some essence. Once you know where the prince needs to move, right click, move, and I need to go to this one, so search the next urn next to the altar, imbue altar, that is number 2 out of 4. Now just one more time, check the new engraved words. Huh, again, 7-5, weird. Okay, so that is 5-4 for me. And then I should go to southwest. Search the urn in view. It's like 3 times in a row where the final one, northwest and southwest. Anyway, when you have done this puzzle, let's go north. And we are almost done with this quest. Let's try to open the door. The prince will talk to you, and together we will open the door. And welcome to the main boss room of this quest. By the way, you no longer need your notepad, you may close it. And since I don't really want to fight or initiate the main boss fight right now, since I have 6 empty inventory slots and I also don't have like an emergency teleport, I'm gonna quickly head to Ferox enclave, restore my stats, get 2 Ferox teleports and get going. To get back to the main boss room, take the Quetzal back to Tal Teklan, the most western destination, and then exit the village east and go east to a pit. No, the lift platform now. The main boss of this quest uses ranged when it is orange colored and blue when it is mage colored. By the way, all of these new mechanics that we've learned during this quest will now be combined into one main boss. Again, when there are big white circles in the boss room, we will need to stand on these as fast as possible. When there are big glowing cylinders, we will also need to run in them as fast as possible. And third, we also need to avoid walls of fire and walls of water via gaps in these walls or via teleport circles. Notice that after every firewall that we need to teleport to get over there, that means that she will change combat style. So after you teleport to avoid a wall of fire, you have to wait a little bit before you're able to attack the boss again. In this time, you must change your overhead prayer, and you also have like time to eat once or drink a prayer potion dose. And that is it. Blue is magic, orange is ranged. Stand in the big glowing cylinders, stand on the tiles with big O's in them, and avoid the walls of fire and water via gaps and teleport circles. This boss also has a final phase, where the boss room is split in 4 quadrants. In every quadrant there is a teleported tile. First, move to every teleported tile. This will teleport you safely to the next quadrant. When you're comfortable running between teleporters, turn off your prayer and you can start hitting the boss maximum once. If you get damaged in the final phase of the quest, it can deal definitely up to 40. I did it! Yes! Okay, that was scuffed at this combat bracket. When you have defeated the main boss, we are almost done with this quest. Let's first go down the western stairs. There north is a skeleton. Search it. Then go up the western stairs. And follow the path. Alright, here next to the passage is another skeleton that is not searchable yet. Go through the entrance. And this will be the final, no, second to last cutscene of this quest, as there is nothing in the archive of the old ones. Apparently the archive is unfinished, as the workers who were building the archive for the old ones got killed, I think. So all of this for an empty archive library. When the cutscene is over, now the skeleton next to the passage is searchable. Search it. Read both the stone tablets. Close, then inspect the entrance. And we are almost done. Now we just need to inspect both statues. Inspect the eastern one, the moon one, and then Ralos, the western one, the sun one. This will trigger the final cutscene, and congratulations, you've completed the final Dawn quest. You are awarded with Arcan Blade, which to me I think seems to be better than the Dragon Scimitar, but is weaker than a whip. 3 quest points, 55,000 experience in thieving, and 25,000 experience in both runecraft and fletching. And also a lamp that grants 55,000 experience in any combat skill, including prayer, which is option 5 and then 3, and then 1 for yes. You may destroy the stone tablet, and for the final reward you now also have access to the Doom of Mokiatl, also known as the Delph boss. Good! Subscribe, rate and comment to get out of here. You can take the staircase. This will take you back to the entrance of the crypt. I just misclicked. I'm just gonna teleport. I'm tired.